no boobs. You can wear whatever you want, my sister said to me as I put on my orange miniskirt, green halter top, and purple flats. I've always been petite, athletic, but at 27, after escaping from Alcatraz, as a triathlete, not prisoner, I didn't think I looked the part. Real triathletes had muscle definition. I had bulk. So I added a Fitbit to my usual routine, which I quickly became addicted to, often pacing the bedroom to reach my step goal. Weekly, I weighed myself. Even a 1-pound gain ruined my mood, causing me to question my meals and workouts. Yet by the time I turned 30 and moved to Dallas, I looked and felt like I was in my physical prime. So when a pain cropped up in my knee at mile 6 during my usual 8-mile run along the Katy Trail, I dismissed it and kept running. By the time I arrived home, the pain vanished. 1 week later, at mile 6, pang, my knee. I told my husband, a doctor. He began his interrogation. What kind of pain? When did it start? Then, how old are your shoes? Have you tried a day off? Ooh, new shoes, yes. But a day off? Have we met? A day off meant rethinking my perfectly portioned healthy meals and expertly crafted urban lifestyle to avoid driving. These decisions, more than the workouts, exhausted me. Unfortunately, new shoes and the elliptical didn't help. Then I noticed my right thigh, swollen, dense. Does my right thigh look bigger than my left? With a tape measure, my husband concurred. 4 centimeters bigger. He pressed it. This hurt? No, just the occasional knee pang, but it feels thicker. At his suggestion, I saw an orthopedist for an MRI. Your knee is fine, but there's swelling in your thigh. He prescribed anti-inflammatory steroids and no exercise for 2 weeks. I negotiated. Elliptical? No. Bike? No. Yoga? No. Can I walk? If you'd like to walk, walk at the speed of a chihuahua. I left in tears. That next morning, my 31st birthday, I put my Fitbit on the closet shelf. Not hitting my step goal seemed unbearable. I lay in bed with no reason to get up early. I fussed over how much to eat since I wasn't exercising, and I was self-conscious of my thigh, constantly wondering if anyone noticed. Back at the orthopedist, my right thigh still measured 4 centimeters bigger. Looks like lymphedema, but that's unlikely because you're not overweight nor inactive, and you've never had surgery around your lymph nodes. He agreed to mild exercise and referred me to a vascular surgeon for an ultrasound and CT scan. Though grateful to return to some physical activity, I panicked. Did I have a tumor in my abdomen? Cancer? Something serious? Weeks later, no tumors, masses, or blockages. Great, no sudden death. And no answers from traditional medicine. So I tried realignment stretches, compression, acupuncture, and good old-fashioned happy thoughts. No change. Exasperated, I stopped everything. After 3 days, the swelling spread to my foot, which felt like a heavy piece of pottery, ready to shatter. That night, I sat on the edge of the bathtub, crying in pain. The skin on my leg ached from being stretched across the swelling, and my muscles throbbed from being compressed inside my leg. Is this going to take over my body? I asked my husband. Staring into my eyes, he said, Dee, I don't know. It's driving me nuts too. I could see how betrayed he felt by his profession. What about a physical medicine doctor? They focus on quality of life. I don't know what this is, she said. That was it. I flipped. You don't know? How do you make the swelling go away? I'm sorry, she said, rattled. Maybe it's lymphedema. What? Lymphedema affects overweight, inactive, and post-surgical patients. I'm none of those. Who else can I talk to? A rheumatologist. You're fine. Another vascular surgeon. You're fine. An MRI of my thigh. Your thigh is swollen, but you're fine. My life had become a broken record. I was the healthiest sick person. To reduce the swelling, I encased my leg with foam and wrapped it in ace-like bandages. I couldn't look in the mirror. My records were sent to a lymphedema specialist. He called while we were vacationing in New York. This is Miss Swersky? You have lymphedema. This condition won't kill you, but there is no cure, and we don't know what caused it. I burst into tears. Medicine wasn't going to save me. As my mind raced, I thought of the words, in sickness or in health. How was I supposed to tell my husband that we were stuck with this condition for the rest of our lives? In the weeks that followed, I learned that my lymphatic channels had stopped working. It didn't matter what shape I was in or how healthy I was. Lymphedema can be genetic. So I gave up salt, squeezed an hour into my day for massage therapy, and agreed to exercise enough to keep my mind and leg stable. I didn't want anyone to worry, so I put on a happy face and baggier pants to hide my compression garment, a thick, skin-colored contraption with a volleyball knee pad. At the end of the day, in my closet, surrounded by my no longer wearable, brightly colored clothes, bandages, and abandoned Fitbit, tears would roll down my face as I changed for the evening. Exhausted from holding myself up, I would lie on the hardwood floor, in the dark, on my back, and sob. Eventually, my darling husband would come upstairs, lie beside me, and whisper, "You've got to keep your head up." Lymphedema caused depression and body dysmorphia. I needed to get my life back. I needed to feel good about getting dressed in the morning. I needed to finish this leg of the race so that I could start the next, happier one, feeling better about my body. Why not make your own garment? My husband suggested. I had no interest in creating a better compression stocking. But a one-legged covering as an intentional accessory? Inspiring. Online, I ordered a pair of Piet Mondrian patterned leggings. The day the leggings arrived, we went shopping at North Park in search of a simple dress. "Let me see," my husband called from outside the dressing room. Nervous, I opened the door and felt the teeny bops staring. It stung. But then I realized, they aren't staring at my leg. They're admiring my style. As an MBA with expertise in startups, I saw opportunity, a way to improve the lives of millions who suffer from this condition. As the summer wore on, I acquired more leggings and was often complimented by strangers. I've since filed for a patent, created a pattern, and secured a potential manufacturer. But it wasn't until I got dressed when visiting my mom and sister for the weekend. A faint chuckle. Then, I can't believe how good that looks. Only you could get away with wearing something like that.